Alec Baldwin is using his platform to speak up again about the recent accident that took place on the set of the film Rust. As with most stories nowadays, there is also a sliver of misinformation that comes along with it. In this case, Alec is doing his best to expose the former Union Rust crew that claims safety had been a prior issue on the set. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here on IO. But first, if you happen to be new here and you don't want to miss another video, make sure you tap that subscribe button. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Alec Baldwin is now defending the working conditions on the set of Rust and even used a former crew member's social media post to back him up. The actor who recently fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounded director Joel Souza shared some screenshots of comments made by Therese Magpal Davis. Davis worked in the wardrobe department for the movie and said in a comment, "I'm so sick of this narrative. I worked on this movie. The story being of us being overworked and surrounded by unsafe, chaotic conditions is BS. We never worked more than a 12.5-hour shoot day. That was once. Most days were under 12. The day Helena died, we had come off of a 12-hour turnaround after an 11-hour shoot day. We had, including camera, gotten off by 6:30 p.m. We had just had a 56-hour weekend right before that. No one was too tired to do their jobs. This is all provable by daily timesheets." Many of the camera crew members have reported that they were told during their second week of production that they would no longer be getting nearby hotel rooms in Santa Fe. Instead, they told the press that they were expected to drive from Albuquerque to set, which was nearly 50 miles away. Davis goes on to dispel these rumors and said, "The camera crew had hotels. They just didn't feel they were fancy enough. Not that they were unsafe. You can't tell me that 6 big men felt so unsafe in their hotel but were fine sleeping in their cars in parking lots, which never happened, like they also claimed. They were given hotels. Half of them didn't use them even when the hotels were nicer because we were getting off so early each night." She then went on to explain how the crew walk-off had more to do with them asking for too many things instead of leaving due to the lack of safety like the media had suggested. Exposing them for this lie, Davis says, "They tried to renegotiate their contracts halfway through the show and hold the producers over a barrel by walking out. They literally said they deserved more money and nicer hotels than the rest of the crew because they were better than the rest of the crew. These guys are not heroes. They only cared about themselves." Apparently, the producers have also been getting a bad rap from their claims, and this crew member vehemently defended them. She said that the producers have worked tirelessly alongside them and were some of the most approachable and warm people that she's ever worked with. Another point of attack for many was the assistant director Dave Halls, who was accused of having prior issues with safety on set. Davis defended him as well as explaining the misfires on set and said, "The misfires were accidental discharges, which are more common than you think. Yes, there is a difference. And the weapons were checked immediately afterwards and the discharges were announced on set and apologized for. I was right there. We had several safety meetings, sometimes multiple per day. Our AD never seemed flippant about safety. He may have in other shows, but he wasn't like that on ours. Obviously, he screwed up majorly that day. He was stressed because the camera walkout had put us an hour and a half behind, and he made the most horrible call he could make." All of these comments and more were posted to Alec Baldwin's Instagram feed, with the first one being captioned as "read this." As more information comes out regarding this case, it's going to become harder and harder to tell who is telling the truth here and who is deflecting blame. Either way though, we hope that more conversations about safety on set can be had without there needing to be so many people pointing fingers. As always, we would love to hear your thoughts on all this, so don't forget to drop us a comment down below. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.